Hello and welcome again. This is a seed sowing video and I have a special guest appearance for this video. My son Joshua wanted to join me on this journey of popping the next generation of food into seed trays. So we are doing our normal mix of the Westlands multi-purpose compost at John Innes. I always use this for my seeds and it's never failed me so far in the season. Then I will add perlite and bloodfishing bone. We will give it a really good mix and that's what I will use for the seed trays. Needed a little bit of help today because it was quite warm outside and we had lots of seeds that we needed to sow. Although disaster did strike and I've lost some of my seed packets, so we didn't sow as much as what we were originally going to sow. I think they might have gone down to the allotment by accident, so when I'm there next I will have a really good route around to see if I can find them. So there was one more, I wouldn't quite say disaster, but a really big disappointment. The compost that I use and that I've always used this season since spring, this bag was awful. It had a lot of sticks in it, a lot of bark in it, really chunky pieces of chippings in it, which is not ideal for seed sowing. So I did spend quite a lot of time filtering through, trying to get out all of the chunks. Well, not all of them, because there was just too many. So I did stand aside at one point and filtered through a lot of the seed trays to try and take out the bigger pieces. I don't know if I just got a bad batch. I don't know if this is how the compost is going to be from now on, because if it is, then I'm definitely going to have to change it up because this was not very good. I don't buy compost specifically for seed sowing because I've always found that this one has been fantastic and I've not really had anything that's failed using this. I've tried other compost before from different places and that has failed. So yeah, so I was really disappointed and it took a long time for me to get through everything, like I said. So little man Joshua here had to do a lot of the mixing by himself, a lot of filling of the seed trays while I went through as much as I possibly could. So he definitely earned a few treats for this week for the summer holidays by helping out today because it would have taken me a lot longer. So here he is filling up the seed trays. These are new seed trays that I've purchased. They were only $2.99. They're really cheap. I'm not expecting them to last. I could have cut them down to size to fit in this bucket easier, but where I put them in my greenhouse, I have the space to keep them long like that. And sometimes it's just easier when I'm watering to have it all in one section rather than lots of little ones. There's me picking out some of the sticks. I mean, some of these sticks were 2 inches long, which was crazy. Anyway, on to the positivity. So we were trying to get the seeds in probably a week ago. We haven't been able to get to that point so far, but with the start of the summer holidays, Joshua will be helping me out a lot more in the garden and the allotment because I think it's really important to teach the children to take part in the growing process because you get a lot more satisfaction when you're eating it if you've grown it yourself. And Joshua is diagnosed autistic, so he has other issues as well, but the autism is the main issue with food for him, and he is not a fantastic eater at all. He's very beige, very basic. And if he could eat spaghetti bolognese and pizza every day, then that's what he would have. But having the allotment and the garden, he has now started to try new things. He's fantastic with fruit, brilliant with fruit. There isn't a lot of fruit that he doesn't eat, but vegetables, it's basic carrots that he likes. He has a massive aversion to broccoli, cabbage, anything in that side of the family that has a strong smell. He can't stand cauliflower. He will eat sweet corn, corn on the cob, and sometimes peas, depending on what pea it is. So this is really, really good for him this year. So he now will eat celery in food, Swiss chard in food, and spinach in food. In fact, when I make him curry, he always asks, "Can I have spinach in it, please?" So it's worked wonders for his diet, his gut health this year, to be able to eat vegetables that we've grown. I even got him to try some cucumber and the smallest piece of tomato, and he wasn't keen, but he ate it. So little bits and often, and hopefully he will then eat a lot more bits that we are growing. And we're gonna teach him how to pickle things as well, because his favorite thing ever is pickled gherkins. He loves pickled gherkins, always gets extra when he has a McDonald's. That's his favorite thing. So there he is doing all the hard work and all the mixing and filling up the seed trays while I'm sifting through. I don't have a sieve for the garden yet. That's something I haven't purchased. That is definitely going to be on my purchase list. There he goes. He's found a stick himself there. So I was having to do this through my hand. So as you can imagine, I couldn't get it all out because there was just too much of it. But I did the best I could possibly do in the time that we had. That was just from half a seed tray, that was. So we filled up all of the seed trays, although we didn't have all the seeds to pop in them. We got them ready, so the next time we were in the garden, it's just a case of re-watering the trays and popping the new seeds in. Just makes things a lot easier, and that way I haven't got to make a new compost mix up, and that is all done, ready to go. So there's a little bit of footage of me doing all the sifting through there with my hands. I mean, I know, like, this is the third time now I've said, but I was really disappointed, and it made the experience of doing it really frustrating. Oh, look, definitely not camera shy, this one. He definitely is happy to be on camera, I would say. I'm doing the voiceover because he is very random, and whatever's in his head will come out of his mouth before he's thought of it. So I thought it would probably be better to do a voiceover for this video. Teaching him what to do, letting him know that it's best to water the soil before you put the seeds in rather than drown the seeds, even though some seeds work well if you wet them beforehand. Just teaching him the basics, just so he remembers. So I can say to him, here's a packet of seeds, Joshua, please go ahead and grow them. I know he's going to know what he's doing. Onto the process of picking the seeds. So Joshua picked a lot of these seeds. So some of them we could get into the seed trays. Some of them, like carrots, we couldn't because that's got to go into the pot. And I didn't have the pot ready at that point. So we have spinach, cucumbers, courgettes, Swiss chard, and Chinese cabbage. I think that's all of them. That's what we've picked. Really, because the courgettes at the allotment is almost done now. The cucumbers in my greenhouse, I think I'm probably going to get a couple more weeks out of them at most. And I do think this is going to be a longer growing season this year because of how warm it's been. So I thought it's worth a try. Even if I only get half a dozen off of them, that's half a dozen more than what I would have had. The Chinese cabbage I have already grown this season. I only managed to germinate 2. I popped them in my vegetable garden in the garden, which speaks for itself. And they both got eaten very, very quickly. I literally put them in. We had 2 days of rain and there was nothing left of them. So it's something that I've decided that I am definitely going to pop in again. Again, the Swiss chard is coming right to the end of the season in my garden. So I need to make sure I've got more to go in. Probably going to put the Swiss chard in the new bed that I've decided today to pop in a more shady area of my garden with some lettuce. Making sure I write all of the food tags because I do forget quite quickly what I've popped in there. And just again teaching Joshua the right way to do it instead of guessing or taking a photograph of it on the app and trying to work out what I've planted. So I write the date on there. I write what it is and how many seed cells I have filled. That way I can remember what's been germinated, what worked, what I was doing, and when I was doing it and how long it's been in there for. So I can say, right, okay, it's been 4 weeks. I've got no germination. Let's not wait any longer. Let's pop something else in the seed cell trays. That's why I do it. Otherwise, I'd never remember. So again, with the spinach, the hot weather is probably going to be gone in the next 8 weeks. So by the time I've got these in and they're established, I'm not going to have to worry about them bolting because that hot weather is going to be gone. And then I've got spinach then through the autumn, early winter, depending on when the first frost decides to make an appearance. Working together as a team, making sure we're counting and filling up every single seed tray. It was about this point where Joshua started to lose focus and not really, his attention wasn't really there. It was getting very close to his time to leave because he was staying at his nanny's house. So you'll see in a minute, he'll go on and off camera for a little bit because his attention span isn't very long, and he found this part of the process boring because he couldn't really get too involved. Whereas anything to do with mixing the compost and lifting things, he absolutely loves to do that because it means he can get right stuck in, and movement is key to all of that, and he loves to move around. He was really fascinated by some of the seeds, and I explained to him that you only need to put one in of the Swiss chard and spinach because each of those seed pods usually had between 2 and 3 seeds actually in those pods themselves. Just popping some dry compost just on the top, nice and lightly, and then just going through picking out any bits that would possibly stop the seeds from coming up. So that is the first tray done, and then on to the next tray. Clearly pointed out by my little one there. He's definitely loving the camera. He's not camera shy. I love the fact that he got fully on board with this video. So, making the holes with the dibbers, it is just an old cane that I use, and that sometimes I'll use a screwdriver. Whatever's to hand is what I will use to make the holes. Unless it's in the ground, then I do have proper ones for them. So I made sure Joshua saw all of the seeds before they went in, just so he can see the different sizes, the different shapes, the different colours, because as we know, they are all very different and they are tiny. So he wasn't too keen on picking these ones up. I think he gets involved about halfway through. Look at that, one step ahead of me there, getting everything ready for me. It had rained this morning, and it was quite helpful, to be fair, having that little bit of rain, because I haven't watered now. So that's good, because if I can have the rainwater on my plants, all the better than tap water, especially at the moment with the hose pipe ban and having to do it by watering can. I think I said in a different video about the fact that when you're a blue badge holder, you can use your hose pipe, but I'm trying not to when I don't have to. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.